The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here with the Dow down just 2 points at 45,281 on this Tuesday, the 28th, just almost wrapping up the month of August. This is very nice action holding in the inside track propellant zone. If it pulls back down below 45,000, that'll become a resistance level. So far, it's holding quite nicely. Okay, we've got the S&P. Right here, the S&P it was up a little bit. It's up 28 cents at 54.39.57. There's this whole area of the 65.40s that's kind of resistance here. If we can start to see 64.53 by the first week of September. So let's see, going into the 5th, going into Friday a week, I think that'll be a really good sign. If it starts to pull back, we're going to discuss it because we need to have bad news to really get this market to pull back on a consistent level, not a one-day pullback and not a one-day big up spike. We need a lot more. I do want to go to the QQQ because this is a mix of the S&P and the the NASDAQ. It's got a couple of Dow stocks in it. It's got everything. It's even got some stocks in the category that could be called smaller cap, not small cap like the IWM. So here it is, just down 5 cents at 570.27. The 9-period moving average hasn't turned pink. It's very close to it. And the MACD's weak, stochastics weak, on balance of volume is weak, retro strength just had a little bit of a bounce, but it's kind of weak. So I think that we're in a digestive phase, and I don't think that there's anything wrong in saying digestive phase on the daily chart. Weekly chart looks spectacular. The IWM, the Russell 2000, come back a little bit from yesterday's weakness arc, making a peak D from the 235.42 high of Friday. This is really showing good strength, and all I can say is that the target is 244.98. That's the high of November of 2024. But wait a minute, that's the same high that was made in 2021, in November of 2021, 3 years before that, at 244.46. So that to me says that chances of a triple top attempt are very, very high. Whether it's in this particular phase or we have to wait until September or October, I don't know. So far, it's holding really, really well. This is the small caps, the IWM. I'm going to go to the SMHs, which is the semiconductors, come out of the downtrend line, just out of the downtrend line at 295.67, up $1.74. I would like to see in the next few days 298 to 299 tested, because 302.98 was the all-time high on the 13th of August. This is a peak C in the weekly chart. Now, it does happen every once in a while that you get a massive move up in a chart. This happens to be the weekly from the 200-period moving average, and then it goes strongly from an A, which is just barely a peak, and then it continues into leg B, and the B just goes 1 week lower, and then leg C, and then you go 1 week lower, and you get a peak C. Usually, you have to wait about 1 or 2 bars before you get that D, or longer. So if this week we go to 302.99, that'll be quite incredible in the semiconductors. And if you're looking at the NVDA, NVIDIA, I would not rule it out. There's people out here say, NVIDIA, it's just, it's not, everything that you see is not there. I'm saying the opposite. I say everything that you don't see internally from that weekly chart that went from 86.62 back in, that was the second week of April. You remember the 7th was a low. All the way to a peak E with earnings coming out on the 27th. First of all, they always surprise to the upside. If this time they even hesitate in the surprise, is a lowercase s instead of an uppercase s, yes, you could test the 168.80. And all I can say is that if in the week, the first week of September, meaning the 27th, which is what is that, Thursday? Today's the 25th. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after the bell. So Friday, there's just a massive decline, and the following week, we take out 168.80 for this dreaded H pattern. Then you can see the weekly chart taking a little longer after this huge leg A. But let's see what happens. All I can say is above 184.48. Let's just say above 190 would be extremely good action on Friday, and below, well, I don't know where it'll be going into that, but that's the way I'm looking at it from this standpoint. Okay, now the next thing I want to look at is CCI? No, I'll wait on that. All right, let's go to the gold. Gold trading right now up 2.5 at 34.19, acting quite nicely. Look, you're in the rectangle formation. Remember, a rectangle formation can last a lot longer than your patience, especially after a peak D. And not only that, you invariably go to the upside and you think, oh, you're going to break out, and then it turns around and goes to the down. You think, oh, you're going to break down, and it turns and goes back up. A rectangle formation can last a lot longer than your patience. That's my expression. Silver. Oh, no, let's go to the GDX because folks want to know. What about the GDX? New high. As we're speaking, it's up 69 cents at 60.95. Fabulous action coming out of this technique that I developed years ago where, people draw a trend line. They say, yeah, that's the resistance. No, don't do that. Draw two trend lines, just a narrow one like 3/16, so even tinier than that. And that becomes the inside track. Repellent or propellant zone. In this case, it became a repellent zone. Now it's starting to become a propellant zone because for 4 green candles, these last 2 candles, the week is young. It hasn't finished. We have to wait for Friday at 4. But so far, the second candle above the green trend line has been really good. And we're going to see if that lasts. And now the other thing is, for this particular action, with this particular notation in the Chapman way, for this to be a G, that would be really unusual. More likely, it's an alternate count G/C, meaning you get a pullback, you make a D, and then you got to be careful. All right, 66.98, September of 2001. That's my target. Market vectors, gold miners, ETF. And we've got a bit of a way to go. We're at 60.92. That's a 10% move to the upside we'll still need. Okay. Now, what did I want to do? I wanted to go to silver, and silver is trading down a little bit, down 17 cents at 38.52. Wow, these silver, let me see what PAAS is doing. The Pan American Silver, I didn't put the notation in. Brand new, A, B, C, D. Unbelievable how many times you can get Ds. A, uppercase on the way up, B, C, and D. All right, and the weekly chart might have recycled. It does look like it's a recycle, so I'm going to put a G/C. Nothing to worry about because all the technicals are strong at a multi-year high. Pan American Silver broke out of the left side, right side price tie match in the cup formation. Very nice action. Our CDE, which is core mining, also in the silver area, yeah, it's done very nicely. Leg E, maybe a peak E today in the daily, leg E in the weekly, and a leg D in the monthly chart. It's done very nicely. We're in the 8s and the areas in the 12s. All I can say is that I like this action very much. Silver's acting quite a bit better in many cases to gold. I want you to, Joe, just as we're wrapping up here, we're going to go to high-grade copper. High-grade copper is down a penny, and then I want you to go to crude oil. Crude oil is down 72 cents, struggling here. I'll be right back. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Dow's up 20, S&P's up 2. And then I had a request. Could I go to Investors Business Daily Top Stocks? I'll do that.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Let me just finish the notation. A, peak B, peak C, peak D, and E. Now you might be starting a new one. Okay, A. Very good. So we've gone to a leg D already in the 10-minute E-mini chart. That's very good. And that just makes the 40, 64, 52, 200-period exponential moving average very important support now. Okay, let's get back to our story. So, what did I... Yeah, I said that I would go. Question came in from about IBD, but just let me get to questions that we've got from the den. First of all, open. Yeah, we go open. There are OPEN is the symbol at 513, up 59 cents today. Very nice. Leg D, maybe a peak D today. Open Door Tech. This is a digital platform for real estate buy and sell homes. iBuying. Yeah. This is acting very nicely. I put it together with Remax. So this is trading at 5. Remax is trading at 9.5. Also leg D, maybe a peak D today. The weekly chart is good. Monthly chart's terrible. So I out of the two of them, you didn't even ask me, but I'm going to say out of the two of them, open has a better looking chart because it's in that rectangle formation in the monthly chart. I like it very much. The way it looks right now, the way it fills in that wick from 5 weeks ago in the weekly chart, and the 200-period moving average of 4.30 is starting to flatten for the very first time. I'm saying between 4.42 and 4.32. I know I'd say 4.23. That's probably the area that I'm watching very closely. If there's a pullback below, that's going to say, oh, be careful. And if it actually goes into the 5, no, I make it the $6.22 area, nicely into the 6s. That'll be the first time it's done that in about 2 years, and that'll be very positive. I like it. Costco. Now this is a surprise to me. If you ask me about Costco, let's look at it here. And before I sneeze, I'm going to sneeze in 1, 2, 3. Up. I avoided it. No, I haven't. -4 at 937.53. It went to 1,000, just under 1,000, in this last move to the upside. That was a buy signal that went to a buy mode, but watch closely. You see the way the stochastic failed and then it pulled back with the price, and now the 9-period moving average has gone negative. That just says to me that 970 is going to be 961 to 970 is going to be very strong resistance over the next 2 weeks. And if it takes out and closes under 925.00, the round number low of July the 31st, that's going to be a problem for the weekly chart because it's making a huge, see, if I make this a rectangle formation right here, this is the large, this is not the narrow rectangle, this is the large rectangle that says if you don't go straight down and then start to make higher highs and higher lows, going to a peak D just under, right on or just above the previous high, but instead, you have a big rally that takes you almost to that level. And look what happened. Here on the week of the 14th of Feb, it goes to 1078.24, plunges down to the 870s, rallies all the way back to the most recent high, just under 1,000, at 1,067. Why would that be that's this move. Is that move. Sorry, I'm looking at this one right there. That means you've got the very large arch. This is the other pattern. So I have the webinar that discusses these particular patterns, and believe me, how beneficial it is to be able to know these patterns. And what it says is you've got a little dreaded H here, you've got a much larger one here, and that means the weight of evidence for Costco is more to the downside right now. Monthly chart has got the rectangle, a larger rectangle. I've already drawn it in. We've already gone below the level of support that I was talking about. Chapman green Roman candle right there. So this says Costco is probably in a descending mode right now. Certainly a sell mode in the daily, sell signal to sell mode in the weekly. Nothing yet in the daily. Monthly is not even a sell signal. So just watch closely. As I said, if it takes out, closes on a weekly basis, let alone a daily, but on a weekly basis, if it closes under 956.772, I'm going to make it 950. If it closes it below 950 even once, that's it. Be careful. Costco, which was an absolute darling all the way into February, I think, of this year, February of this year, where it went to 1,078.24, is now stalling in the monthly chart. Weekly chart is in a sell mode, H pattern, and the day. So upside, 963 to 970, a break above that any time in the next 2 weeks will be fantastic action. Next question came right here in Costco. ALLR, is that ALLR or is that a ALLR? Like, oh, look at that. This is a stock that's, shame. It didn't make, it's trading at $2.13. ALLR, if I can see what the name is over there. Alarity, I think it is. Therapeutics. I mean, just look at this. It's only up. Peak A. This is only a leg B. And it's up 1.23, which is only 131%. 131%. Yeah, not bad. I want a boom, new high of the day. Of the day, of the month. Yeah. All right, very good. Okay, so with that said, of the month, it's actually the high of the last time it was in this area was back in September of 2024. All right, very nice. Okay, so I said that I had a couple of questions over the last few days. I just never got to it, but I'll do that now. So here is Investors Business Daily. Look, they've got stock market exposure for quite some time now. Since early April, they've gone to 80%, 80 to 100%. Exposure to the market. I agree with them. We have only longs and don't have any shorts. So here is the Investors Business Daily 50, top 50. So let's go to CLS. CLS is less. Whoops, there we are. CLS is trading at 198.20 up 5.29. Celestica Inc. Is that the drinks or something? And whatever it is. Goes to 218.80, 13th of August. Pulls back very sharply to 172, and now it's coming back, and the 9-period moving average just crossed positive. So I always do this. I anticipate that the halfway marker is really very important. So that'll be the low, gap low before the gap down the following session, and that's the low of 201.21. So at 201, if it goes to 203, that fills the gap very nicely, and that'll be very positive. And then I can fulfill the chart formation on this is the ellipse. This is the left side for like a boat. This is the quarter Waro, it's called, the quarter of a semicircle on the left, like a boat, and now I've got the right. I've already filled that in up to there. So it's got a little way to go, but the MACD's weak, stochastics weak, on-balance volume's weak, and the relative strength is just helping. It's doing okay. So fantastic move in the monthly chart. Weekly chart's great, peak C. The daily needs work. And the next one that we will look at is FUTU. FUTU. Okay, FUTU. Do I still have it? Yep, FUTU Holdings. I'll be right back. Dow's up 7, S&P's up now 6. Very nice. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Folks, we're back. Dow's down 10, S&P's up 5, and in the Dan, ALR shakeout over. Boom, new high of the day. Basil, it's like a horse to water. I can only bring the symbols to the den. I can't force people to buy. Actually, I don't suggest. Yeah, I know you wouldn't want to suggest that, but you do your homework, and that's fantastic, and you offer information. That's great. I've got a ton. Maybe tomorrow I have a special microbiome day. I've got it like 12 or 20 or something like that to look at, and they look great. But how do you buy them? Some of them are so difficult. And the next thing is, yes, I'll look at SIL and SILJ, but most importantly, Futu Holdings is an online brokerage. I forgot the K. There it is, K. Brokerage. Leg F in the monthly chart, leg E in the weekly chart, leg D, maybe a peak D in the daily. That just says 193.36 down $1.30 right now. 182 to 177 are your key support levels. Upside, well, I think the stocks that go to 94 to 95 very often go quite quickly to 205 and 206, and then they take a while to get to the 120s. The next thing I have in the back of my mind, that stocks that get to the 193 level need to have a good, I'd say over a period of the next 5 or 6 sessions, if they touch 200, they need to close, not 205, 206 is easy, but 2012, 213, they've got to close above 200 for 4 or 5 sessions in a row, and then they've established the 190s as a new support level. So just keep that in mind. At least that's just this is my own experience. That's all. Next one we have is IREN. This is Iron Limited. Ordinary shares, Iris Energy Limited, next generation data centers, renewable energy, GPUs, leg F/A in the, it's gone right to a resistance level in the monthly, but the all-time high in November when it came public in 2021, it went to 28.25. Then it went down to $1.02 in November of 2022. In 1 year, it got cut by 94% or so. And now it's come back really nicely. It's in leg E. Earnings come out on the 27th. So that is in 2 days' time. This is trading at 23 right now in the daily chart. Probably made a peak D. And I'm just going to see what's going on out there. Kids, good. Kids are good. Kids will be back at school, and they're out here. They're back from their wherever camps and stuff. Nice to hear the voices out there. 23 down 12 cents. Leg D, maybe a peak D today. And I should say that we are long this. I think the data centers, it's a really important component of overall market view. Next thing we're going to look at here is Palantir. I'm not going to do all of these, but a lot of them are stocks that, in fact, not everybody, a lot of people have asked me about over the last 2 weeks. Palantir, yeah, it's coming on nicely today. It's up 3.66 at 160.91. Had 190 round number high around about August the 3rd or 4th, somewhere around there, early August, and it plunged to 142. That 50 points? 48, I mean, that's a lot, right? Now it's gone to a peak C in the daily. It should go to a leg D. Monthly chart, leg F. Palantir Technologies develops data fusion platforms. I think it's going to stall. I think this candle right here tells me that the whole area of the 165 to 170 area is going to be very difficult. If it breaks through and goes to 174, that's something completely different. But right now, I think it's in a stalling formation, just digesting huge gains. Next thing I'll look at here is RKLB. I had this as maybe a possible buy the other day. This is Rocket Lab. Yes, it's doing very nicely. It broke that resistance level from the channel to the downside. 53.44 was the 21st of July high. 38.26 was just 5 days ago, and here it is at 49.91. There's the pattern that I was looking at. That this is the flag formation breakout to the upside. It went to a 618 retracement very nicely, and then it bounced. I like this, and it's a leg B in the monthly. I think this is going much higher. I like this very much. Even here at 49.83, had a question yesterday just about it in general, and I should have done it today. There were 3 stocks that I had today, both One that we've got is up. One that I want to do, and we've owned before, is also up very nicely. And this one was the third one. Actually, there were four. Rocket Labs, I just couldn't have too many as buys on one day. I don't usually do that. This is very nice. I do think it's going to try for the 53.44, so that's 4 points high. It's about 8%. But everything about this is suggesting that it should go to a leg C, then a peak C, and then a leg D in the monthly chart. So my target will be up in the 6. It's at 49. The all-time high is 53.44. I'd say 60 to 65 would be my target in 2025. Let's see. But it definitely cannot break 35 in any time through September. That'll change things a lot. Next one, the final one we can look at is Robinhood. HOD, trading down 89 cents. It's been struggling. It's got this dreaded H pattern. Real long from the 16s. We haven't got all that much, but it's been done very, very well. 107.05 down 91. I would love for this to take another 2 weeks to digest. It could even get back to the 93.36 low that was made back in early August, maybe even a tad lower. But then comes end of September, beginning of October. This has to be like Rocket Labs on the upside. Rocket. This has to be a rocket, not a robin, not a little robin flying around. It has to be a rocket hood moving to the upside. But it has got a leg F already in the monthly chart. Peak C should go to a D in the weekly chart. That means it should go above the high that was made, double top high of 117.70. That's Robinhood. All right, now let's go on to other questions that I had. SIL. Well, all I can say is the only thing missing from this chart is the B and the A in Basil, BASIL. Look, it's in leg D. Very nice. New recovery high. Global X Silver Miners ETF. So the question is, when you get to a D, that's when other things can happen. Look what happened last time. It went to a D in the 51s, and it took a dive down to the 47s. Well, 4 points, 51, 4 points. What is that, about 8.5%? Yeah, maybe something like 8%. I don't think that's a big deal. So I'm going to suggest this. Hold on. I like the way the action is here in silver. Leg D in the daily, leg D in the weekly, leg F in the monthly. Let's go to SILJ. SILJ, I think it's going to be the same thing. Oh, I didn't type it in the right place. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Dow's down 20, S&P's up 2. Be right back looking at SILJ.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So AQST, Aquestive Therapeutics, I mentioned in the Dan spoke and Bob, AQST bump, but needs a close above 4.26. News in the next few months may move stock back to the 6s. Yeah, so the way I'm looking at this looks so typical of biotechs, where they just do just kind of meandering along there. Bam! Suddenly they move up or they move down. So all I can say is this is different because the weekly chart has been so steadily making stair-step moves to the upside, walking the 9-period moving average, not even touching the 14. I like that. So if AQST is able to close on a weekly basis above 3, no, let's make it 4.27. 4.27. All of a sudden, you're going to have enough momentum in the stochastic going from 78% probably to 81% to be able to tackle the high that was made on at 4.50 on the week of the 18th of July, and that'll start leg C. So it's looking very good. Obviously, 3.73 to 3.68 is key support. Those are moving averages, so just watch that. But in the meantime, it's really just going sideways. Sideways can last a lot longer than you expect. Okay, the other thing that I want you to look at here is, yeah, so let me do this. Yeah, I think I'll do it right now. So the question came in, PPA. PPA is the Invesco Aerospace and Defense Fund. The question was about 2-3 weeks ago, is there more peace now in the Middle East rather than having the large weapons? And my answer is no, it's not the Middle East, it's everywhere, because the budgets are being set so that countries now are being forced to put more money to work. Once you're obligated to put more money to work, you really have to put that money to work. Sometimes it can be obfuscated for a little while, but there are people watching, countries watching, so the money has to be put to work. So look at this. This is the PPA, the Invesco Aerospace and Defense Fund. So it dropped from the 148 down to 142. Woohoo, 6 points. But look what's happened. It's gone peak A, peak B, peak C, and we're within a whisker of making a leg D, just nominal new highs, but that could start a leg C in the weekly chart. Look at this. Looks like the semiconductors. It looks like NVIDIA. It's gone from 90, around about 99, what was it the exact? 100.39 was the low the week of the 11th of April, and it's had a single leg A up all the way to 147.79 to 147.73. Ooh, less than 20 cents makes peak A. And now you've had a peak B by going from 148.83 to 148.00. And here you are trading at 148.80. So all you have to do is you have to go to 148.84. This week, you got the whole week in which to do it. You start leg D in the weekly, leg C in the leg D in the daily, leg C in the weekly, and you extend leg E. Unbelievable. SHLD. That is the Global X Defense, just Defense Tech ETF. So this has had a much sharper pullback from a peak D. Still nothing much, but it looks sharp. Right? It's got your falling axe formation right here. And it just says very simply that if in the next couple of days is able to break the resistance level, and today the high is 62.63, and that resistance level comes in about 62.53. Once you break that, then you look at the next left side peaks. So look at this. This is a peak G, and I've got the instant restart. And what do I do when I have an instant restart and I get to a G? Immediately I say, okay, now I can make it an active G/C. It should go to a D. And I've got this because it's an IPO. This gone to a leg F. Why is that? Oh, I took it from the PPA, didn't I? I shouldn't have done that. That should be A, B. I must call it a C because each index has its own time period. So this period says on this particular chart it's gone to a C. I did this as if it was the PPA. I just took it from there. But isn't that amazing? Look at that. So this is the defense. That was one first question. So second question was, sorry, I got to it late. Intel. And the question was, where did I put it? Well, basically the question was, I've been following Intel for a long time. I think now that it's kind of formed a base, is this something that you can look at for more intermediate term for the very first time because it's got all this funding going for it? Well, it's still a horrible company. I mean, I'm just telling you what I've read. And I've followed it for years, ever since it used to be, every machine said, Dell used to have Intel, the sign, Intel. So it goes to this high back in 2019. No, it was 2020. January of 2020, it goes to 69.29. And then that's it. And it comes tumbling down. Now it's gone into a rectangle formation. I'm thinking the same as you. But I'm going to say something very different to what I would have thought last night when I was going to answer you. And then I thought, no, I needed to see if there's any follow-through to the upside today. And now I'm going to say I've done all this work. I've done the studies. I've shown you over and over and over that the long rectangle formation can last a lot longer than your patience because it always goes to the upper range, the boundary, the horizontal line. And then what does it do? You think, it's going to break out. And then it breaks down. It comes down. If it takes out halfway, which is 22, right now it's at 24.24. That means it's probably going to test the 18s. Oops, let me give you the exact number I was guessing. I shouldn't have done that. That was there. Yeah, 18s. So all I can say is I'm going to suggest, I know that you like to get your positions and you're prepared over a 6 month period or more to build a position. I'm going to say to you, on this pullback, start a split starter position. So even the starter position isn't the starter position because you're splitting it in half. Have a little patience. Let's just see if you can get it at 23.35. That's the 14-period exponential moving average. 22.71 is the 200 period. You could hop around there, just try to make a base out of that, and that will be your first entry, and then we'll talk about a second entry, all of which would be your starter position. Why? Because closing under 22 suggests, same old, it's going to a peak E underneath the previous high. It's going to go all the way back to the bottom. So I'm just saying to you, little starter position, and even the starter position, because the next entry will be in the 22s. So I'm saying to you, 23.35. Even the starter position should have maybe no more than, just initially, no more than a 2-point stop, and let's look at it together. So it's an entry into an entry. All right, next question came in. I'm going to get rid of this because it's in the way. Okay, we've got that and that and that. Yes. So someone asked me, could I do a little bit more work on the IWM? IWM. This is the Russell 2000. So look how it's okay, we've still got one more segment to go, and then we wrap it up. So I'm just going to say to you, look, IWM, I've got just like a little mini rectangle right here, right there, right? A mini rectangle. Just make it as simple as possible. If you aren't in it, if you've been in it, you know that we've done this, we handled it very well. You've taken a little bit off to reward yourself, and there's a lot more to come. But in the meantime, I'll be back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi folks, a question came in about JP Morgan, and let me just do this real quickly. JP Morgan, I mentioned this recently. I said 301.29, had a 300 open on the same day, 29th of July. It's pulled back quite sharply. Now it's got an inside peak A, B, C, D underneath the previous peak. Yeah, I don't like that. That usually says we're stalling. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the weekly chart, and I'm just suggesting JP Morgan's starting to stall. That's not a bad thing. It's just stalling, taking a breather after a spectacular move up since April. And all I can say is that if it's at 294, if it closes under 289 in the next week, it says, it's going to probably arch over and it could go down further. Otherwise, it just stays in the sideways move. That's the way I'm looking at it. Next question came in. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I had it just right in front of me. Oh, yes. So within the context of what we're looking at right now, what am I looking at just on a very short-term basis? On a very short-term basis, I'm looking at this, that the Dow has been the leader. It's taken a little bit of a breather. It's right in the inside track propellant zone. But I think that what we're looking at here is that you need these sparks, these one-day moves like on Friday, but you don't want to give back much of them. So if the Dow gives back and goes under 45,000 this week and closes under that, that says, be a little careful. The early part of September could be a little choppy. But right now, everything's holding very well. I love what I'm looking at. I have no intention yet of going back into anything on the short side. We've got positions that we're starting, different areas that we're going into. I like that. It's giving us opportunity. This price range we've got from the single digits to the double, to the triple. I don't care. Look, Caterpillar's looking great. We haven't got it yet. But look at this. Caterpillar had a huge move up, stalling a little bit, but it looks like it's building strength to try to get 433.68 was the all-time high. I think it's going to go to the 440s and then the 450s. Just looking out over the next 6 weeks or so. So have a great rest of the day. Stay tuned for Steve Rhodes, and I will be back a little later with Tommy for an interview. So have a great day.